Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Grizzly Bear Sims YouTube channel, and welcome back to Elm Creek Farms, episode number 33. And thanks for returning for another episode. We are just wrapping up spreading slurry down on our two remaining fields that we have not had the opportunity to touch, just simply because I believe these were soybean fields, and that field over there was corn. But we did enlarge this field, and that took a little bit of extra time to plow that in, to plow the entire field so that it was all in the same field state, as well as pick rocks and do everything that we needed to do. And as a result, we sort of missed the window to be able to plant oilseed radish in that field. And as we are focused here around the main farm in trying to be organic and not use any sort of artificial fertilizer, we will now go ahead and proceed with putting oilseed radish into those two fields. And I hope everyone is having a wonderful, wonderful day. Of course, this is the first Elm Creek episode that I have recorded and that I will have released since the release of Calmsden Farm. And I have just absolutely been spending so much time on that map. It has been literally hard to pull myself away, from Calmsden Farm to come over here and to put an episode together on Elm Creek. And I really don't know what the long-term future is for Elm Creek. It really just depends on, it depends on how I feel. I felt this morning when I woke up that, I wanted to go ahead and carry things forward with Elm Creek. That could easily change. As I have said before, I sort of I play maps that I enjoy playing. And of course, I care about you, the viewer, and I want to put content on my channel that you want to watch. But if I enjoy a map so much, like I'm enjoying Homestead Farm, and even if I don't have anyone watching the gameplay, I'm still going to play that map. I'm still probably going to put videos out of that map simply because that is something that I enjoy playing. That's just kind of the way that I run my channel. There are folks that are in a situation where that's their livelihood, and so they kind of have to care about how many views they're getting on their videos and that kind of stuff. Really and truthfully, for me, I don't have to worry about that, and so therefore, kind of, I don't worry about it. So I play what I want to play. I play how I want to play, when I want to play, and all that good kind of stuff. And I've talked about that before. But so this is really the first time that I have sat behind my sim machine, my steering wheel, and my pedals and everything, and have played Elm Creek, and clicked record on my recording software to put a video out for you guys. And I believe that I have one video for Elm Creek prior to this one, so what would be episode 32 that I recorded before Calmsden came out. And I have a couple of Calmsden videos in the can, waiting to be released. I think episode 2 that you're going to see today. Today is Monday, the 24th, I believe, of January, and then you will see episode number 3, and then it'll probably be right back into playing Calmsden and recording gameplay and everything for that wonderful map. And if you yourself are playing it, then you know exactly what I'm talking about, especially if you're enjoying it. And I do understand that British maps are not for everyone. A lot of folks don't like the real closeness, the proximity of fields to hedges or fields to fences and all that kind of stuff. And some folks really truly like that great open atmosphere of maps, kind of similar to this one. I mean, this is obviously a base game map, but we've we've made it so that it is absolutely fun to play, and we've kind of utilized the features of the map itself to be able to place our own things, design our own farm the way that we kind of envision things to go. And we have changed field sizes. We've combined fields a couple of times. If I'm not mistaken, this is coming into our third year here playing on this map, and again, this is episode number 33. So when FS22 came out, I had no idea precisely how long that I would play a base game map. I sort of went into it as optimistically as possible because kind of carrying in some baggage from the early days of FS19 that I have also spoke about here, and many of you have also experienced yourselves, and just really didn't want to set myself up for failure. Um, by being disappointed in everything, and I was still planning to fall back to FS19 if need be, just because if Elm Creek was going to turn out to be a flop, but of course it didn't. I will say this. I will say this today, and I will say this for really forever on, that Elm Creek is the absolute best base game map that Giants has ever developed and put into the base game, and many of you also agree with that philosophy, and it's just been a real joy to play. Well, it's also been a real joy to role play here on Elm Creek as well. We've had a lot of good fun with the B&B aspect of it, and I think it just, to be honest, when I started playing Elm Creek, I had no real script, nothing sort of thought out like I did with Calmsden. Obviously, I knew Calmsden was coming out well before it came out. Obviously, we knew that it was coming to 22. And I had sort of thought, okay, well, when that map does come out, I think I will kind of pick things up with how I did things on Thornton Farm. We reintroduced Mr. Thornton as being sort of the owner of the farm and the land and all that stuff, and of course brought in some of our hired workers that we are used to using there in England, and we got some more surprises to go as far as how things are going to progress with Calmsden. But when I started Elm Creek, the idea of the B&B just sort of fell into place with me when I really realized that I would not be able to utilize the barn next to the house. There's no functional aspect to that particular piece of building, and I thought, just one day, I think it was just maybe a few minutes before I clicked play on the recorder, I sort of came up with the idea that, well, let's use a B&B role play, because that would kind of make sense. I know I watch a lot of, and I think I've talked about this in the past. I enjoy Country File, which is a BBC program, and yes, ladies and gentlemen, my wife and I watch a lot of BBC content, even though we're here in the U.S. But I enjoy Country File. It's a program that kind of follows along with the things that are happening within the countryside of the UK, and they focus a lot on farming aspects. Don't really go into a whole lot of details, but they'll talk about. They'll have farmers that will talk about what they're doing with their cattle, their dairy, or their sheep, or whatever's going on, and then they kind of talk about just the impact of rural life in England. And there's a lot of different, farmers have for always, and even this goes back to the stories that I hear about my grandfather, how that you basically just reinvent yourself over and over and over, because things change. The longer you do something, and this was even true in the corporate world with me, the longer that you do something, the longer that you spend in a particular role, you're constantly reinventing yourself, because things change. I was in the IT world for almost 30 years, And if I think back to what things were like when I got started, what operating systems and server OSs and all that kind of stuff that was available, and then really not having anything to do with Macintosh, Mac OS, or anything until the last 4 or 5 years of my career, because it was a demand. It was something that employees were demanding because they could do different things using a Mac than they could using a PC, and just reinventing myself and educating myself on things that are new. Well, farmers are doing that all the time, and I think that in the real world, it wouldn't be hard to understand, to imagine that someone that's got an old barn like that, like we have at our main farm here, would not turn that into perhaps a B&B to generate a little bit of additional income on the farm, and of course help to make money, and keep things going, possibly during difficult times, hard times, or whatever. And it was just something that kind of clicked right into place, and it has been a joy to kind of carry that forward. And I have often thought to myself, oh my gosh, that was such a fantastic idea, the B&B and everything. But I'm not going to be able to overuse that with additional maps, and we don't really need to do that with Palmsden. We've got enough going on with what we're doing with the storyline and everything, that we don't have to worry about that. Maybe on future maps, I might reintroduce the B&B concept, so we have some things to talk about, some things to do, especially like when it relates to greenhouses and such as that. So it's been this map. I guess what I'm trying to say is this map has been a very special map for me to play. And again, I do not know. I cannot tell you at this particular point in time if this map will go, even if there will be another episode. I mean, it's quite possible. I may just get so roped into Palmsden, the deeper and deeper that I get, that it may just take my focus away so much that I may just not even want to proceed. But I'm not drawing that line in the sand at this particular point in time, simply because, like I said, I woke up this morning, and I sort of thought about what I wanted to do. Did I want to record content today? Did I want to maybe truck sim, flight sim, something like that? And I decided, well, let's bring up Elm Creek, and let's see what we need to do, and how we need to do it. And it just fell right into place, and I clicked record on my software, and here we are, about 14 minutes into the video. So let's see. We are going to, after we get the oilseed radish put into this field, this is the remaining field that we have to do at the main farm. And again, this kind of completes our goal, our mission, if you will, to make this area, these fields up here, organic as possible. We will be spraying herbicide just to prevent any weed growth after we plant our final crop on this. But once we get this done, in future episodes, future time that I play on the map, I would definitely see that we will come back and probably plant a field of oats, at least one of those, just so we've got, I believe we've got barley. I believe we have barley next to us. Let's just look. Yes, we have barley next to us. I don't think we have. We've got canola down on field number 11. I think that field over there, the big field, I think that is oilseed radish. So that's most likely where we would start, and we would plant whatever it is that we can plant at this time of year. We will go ahead and start doing that. So that is most likely what we would do in the next episode, when we do come back together for that. And of course, I'm still trying to kind of figure out how things are going to go in Palmsden, but that's a discussion for Palmsden. I don't want to intermix too much discussion on the different maps, on the different Let's Plays, since they are somewhat independent of each other and don't have any connection other than the fact that it is me that is recording the episodes and such. So I'm going to start wrapping things up. I know that this is somewhat of a short video, but really and truthfully, it's going to probably take me another 15 minutes or so to seed this field in oilseed radish. And well, you don't need to watch me put every single seed down and everything. And I'm not driving as straight as possible because I'm kind of concentrating on talking, and I'm not using GPS at the moment. And so it will allow me to focus a little bit. But um, I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't really know what the future is, but I'm at least committed to taking things kind of one episode at a time, and just see how things go from there. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. I will come back and fill up some of these gaps that I have created in this field and not got oilseed radish down 100%. And I'll do that off camera, as well as finish the field out off camera as well. And then we'll come back, kind of commit to coming back for episode number 34, where I've got more of my tools available to me, my sim deck, where I can control GPS and everything a little bit more efficiently. And we'll try to do a little bit better job of creating some straight lines as we seed, and we'll figure out what we're going to seed as well when we come back for episode number 34. And until then, thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you all are still enjoying the time that you're spending with FarmSim 22, and I hope that you're enjoying your own gameplay on whatever map that it is that you are playing and enjoying. Enjoy that time, and enjoy time with your family and your friends and everything as well. That's all very, very important, especially in the atmosphere that we're finding ourselves living and surviving in as well. So thanks again for watching, and do come back for another episode here, either on Elm Creek or over on Palmston Farm, here on the Grizzly Bear Sims YouTube channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll speak to you all very soon. Bye for now.